What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Counting Wisdom podcast. I wanted to make the opposite podcast on why you should get married, just because I wanted to make a podcast on, some of the downfalls of marriage and some of the hard places that you can be in regards to marriage. But also, if you do decide to take the journey, there, I think, are many things that are great about marriage. And so I think that taking into consideration things like companionship, having someone to live with, I think the opportunity to possibly having kids or even adopting, the possibility of just having a family together, going on trips together, sharing life together. Those are all good things. Sharing a meal together, talking with each other, having friendship. Now, I think that marriage presents a challenge just because I think when you're just around any person, for long periods of time, you're going to butt heads a little bit. I can think about my brother, my mom and my dad, my extended family. There's always been, in most close relationships that I've had, there's always been this sort of fighting or butting heads. And so I think that you can definitely expect that in your marriage. But, if you are willing to look past maybe the faults of your spouse or maybe the challenges that they're having, and of course, maybe some of the big pitfalls of marriage, I think that you should embark on the journey. But I think you should, deeply consider it and, weigh out the options. Obviously, sex, you can have sex, I guess you can say legally, in the eyes of God. And so, that's great as well. I think there are, financial benefits to getting married too. Maybe you can, if you don't have kids, you can have both of you and your spouse working. There are, different benefits, I think, that, sort of come with marriage. I think that one of the things that I've sort of thought about in regards to marriage is that it is not without a cost to it. Now, I do believe that God, is ultimately paying the cost. But at the same time, there's still things that he's asking us to do. He's asking us to do our part. And even though God, can be the glue to hold your marriage together, if you follow his ways, even though, I'm, God willing, having more of the journey to go on. But, I've only been married about 5 years or so. So I know that it can be hard on people, even on the first year. I think I've known my wife for about 7 years or so. But anyway, I think there are, benefits to getting married too. And I think it's one of those things that comes with a cost. I think the first kind of analogy that comes to mind is sort of, buying a car that you like. Not that it's representing of a woman or a man, but I'm just saying marriage in general can be the car. And you buy this car, but yet there's things that you have to do in order to make sure your car runs, smoothly. Now, you can do the minimum of maybe just changing the oil, but then, maybe dirt will accumulate on the outside of the car or in the inside of the car. So there's other things like, getting a car wash or, vacuuming the inside of the car, different things like that, require, effort. I know I've had to do, different counseling, marriage counseling on different occasions. Maybe having the hard conversations with your spouse. And then, I think, trusting God is a big one. And, of course, trying to live out the Bible. And anyway, it's a little bit late here, so I'm kind of tired. If you're wondering why I sound so tired, that's because I am tired. But anyway, I think it's definitely worth it. I think I have days where I'm like, wow, I'm so glad I got married. And then I think other days it's like, whoa, this is a challenge type of thing. And so I think it really depends on, kind of your background, where you're coming from. I think that, if you do have a lot of baggage, that you should try working on that, working on maybe childhood hurts or, teenage hurts, trying to be a whole person before you maybe, tie the knot. I think definitely, getting counseling or, reading about books on a specific topic. So anyway, thanks so much for checking out this podcast. God willing, I survive my marriage and I can sort of come back and make another marriage podcast. But anyway, and I'm really, hopefully saying that as a joke. But thanks so much for checking this out, and I will talk to you on the next one. See ya.